whistle for the landing on that other shore. And it all will don't stop that don't stop that until I reach that other shore. Don't stop that until I whistle for the landing on that other shore.
Plátano, papa y quiquisque.
Alright, so I believe this is pumpkin, plátano, and in Spanish this is quiquisque.
Implement an remote API for the backbone servers so that you can connect to the backbone servers with an UI just like the normal UI. So you can see the hash rate of your backbone server, you can send transactions from the backbone server, and from this, with such an UI, API, you can also gather statistics of the servers you're running. So Edge is probably going to be supported. And and I'm working on a remote API for the backbone servers. So the internet is not very stable always. So today in the morning, the internet was pretty slow and I had to download some stuff. So that's why I came over here.
Because the internet's much faster here?
Yeah. It's usually more stable over here. No, I have dual boot now. So I can dual boot. So I can still boot back to Windows or to Linux.
Is this a touch screen?
It's just such a waste of time.
That one? No. I don't think so. I haven't tried it yet. No, it's a touchscreen.
The rendering too.
Okay.
The glass of it looks like it would be touch screen.
Okay, interesting.
This is all
Well,
touchscreen.
apparently I got a touchscreen.
On that other shore, my soul got heavy in the street on
Lunch is ready, and I have a feeling the first person to the lunch buffet area is going to be. He's been waiting here. He's been like, I'm hungry.
Just gonna tell the others. I'm a nice person.
Before you go and raid all the good stuff.
Well, because of the incentives. Right? There's not really much incentive, and that's why we need a bug bounty program.
Oh, definitely.
That's a real incentive. You're one of the rare people in research scientific community who's also, I think, has a strong entrepreneurial mindset, which is really healthy for the industry, I think. It's genetically in our design.
In our ASICs.
To go for ASICs. Was ASICs?
Application specific integrated circuit.
Okay. You're drawn towards simplicity.
Yeah.
And he explained it because the reason being that you want to see the tiger come. The historic reason is you want to be able in clutter you don't see the tiger come at you, right? Yeah. In the wildness, in the wilderness. So, but if it's all simple, white and black, you see the tiger come. So your survival chances go up. That's why you seek simplicity.
So I kind of like to see, like, if I have this really so if I have a complex problem and that I don't understand well enough to be able to just break it down into smaller pieces and then implement those. So I mean that's a typical approach. So I kind of circle it first and I try to look at it from all the sides, and then I kind of drill into it. Then I kind of come up with like a first idea, and then like I drill a hole into the problem, and along that way I'll discover new things about the problem. Stuff that that things that I couldn't see from the outside, that I will only encounter if I actually try to attempt a solution.
How do you feel about putting that so much mental power into something that you basically engineer from the ground up, that as soon as you release it, it's open source and somebody can just literally grab it?
I mean, that's the idea of an open source project, and I think we actually, it's nice if someone likes your code and takes it and does something with it. I think the only risk there is that someone, builds upon what we have done and then kind of surpasses us in the sense that, he, has 1,000 developers that can take the code, exactly, tons of money, and that, but probably you know, it might help them, but in the end, all their engineers and stuff, they would have to look at our code. They would have to work themselves into the problem space first. And I mean, in the end, there's no problem there. I mean, we've published the source code, and it's under license that everybody can basically do whatever they want. There are a couple of really active contributors on GitHub, which are not officially part of the Nimiq team, and they're super active and super fast. So, right? But in the end, it's still gonna be source code that reveals how the program works underneath. And since we are open about this anyways, and I think no cryptocurrency could actually work with a closed source protocol or closed source implementation, I think there would be so having an open source is actually a real benefit.
Alright, so we left the headquarters for a few hours, let everyone just work, program, do their thing, and now we're supposed to be meeting them at one of the local sushi restaurants. The rest of the team is just arriving right now. I just saw their silhouette coming up the driveway. They're right there.
You guys know the other Robin over here?
Yeah.
The guy, he's the security guard, but he's also the guy that sells the coconuts at Hermosa.
Double.
Cool. He's a good guy. I know his family really well. Hey.
On that other shore.
That kind of looks like ahi poke.
First little appetizer just arrived, some raw fish, either poke or sashimi, but I'm sure it's pretty good. I'm not filming too much because there's tons of people on all these different tables, and I don't want to be filming people who don't necessarily want to be filmed. And the last dish, a shrimp tempura to wrap it up. Wow, that is amazing looking. Here's all that's left from my plate.
Oh my god. I already told my boss I'm coming late.
Alright, we just finished eating the main dishes and stuff, but when we got here it was absolutely packed. Every table was filled with people, but throughout the past hour or two it's just kind of cleared out, so now it's way more quiet. I can actually kind of hear myself talking.
You guys traveled so much when you were younger, but speaking as American, it's
in some sense, German
that's
is
what you want to give your child.
also has some advantages over English. For example, in English you say you have snails and you have slugs, right? But in German, you just have Schnecke, and then you have basically Nacktschnecke, which means naked snake.
Not? Oh.
Nacktschnecke. Yeah.
Thank you. Homemade ice cream. Wow, that looks good.
On that other shore. Tell all of my friends I'm coming too. On that other shore. I went to the river, but I didn't go to stay. On that other shore. Oh, my soul.
Be careful, Amy, with the quad. That's not an easy. Straighten it out first. Don't try to make a loop or anything.
Yep.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
See you guys tomorrow.